If it's not obvious, I'm not much of a mountaineer. Never really aspired to go hiking up mountains, but there are people who do, and I got a really cool fun game that kind of provides that idea, which really put me into the perspective of understanding mountain climbing a little bit more. So today we're going to talk about what comes on the inside, how to set up a game, and how to play it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today we're going to be heading into the great outdoors. We're going to be tackling the towering peaks of Colorado's legendary 14ers. Also known as the gigantic mountains that are 14,000 feet high. No, not really. We're actually going to be talking about the game 14ers by Grazing Bear Games. A lot less hiking, you could say. So strap on your boots, check your gear, and get ready to climb your way to victory in this game. In 14ers, your goal is to build the best collection of climbs, proving that you're the most accomplished mountaineer of them all. You'll gain new climbing cards, improve your endurance and technique, and carefully plan each ascent over the course of 9 rounds. At the end of the game, the hiker with the most points is the winner of the game. Now let's take some time and see what is everything that comes on the inside of the box. The first thing that you'll see when you open up the box is the rule book. After that are 60 cards. And here is what those 60 cards are comprised of. 39 unique climb cards. You'll see these in different classes in class 1 through 4. Then you'll have 4 hiker cards. Followed by that are 4 vertical counter cards. As well, you have 4 horizontal counter cards too. You'll get 4 reference cards, 3 unique accolade cards, and then 2 weather forecast cards, which these are mostly used for backcountry mode, and we'll get more into that here a little bit later. And that's everything that comes on the inside of 14ers, so let's go ahead and we're going to set up a game. To start the setup, select the cards based on the player count. 1 to 2 players will use the following number of cards: 5 Class 1 cards, 6 cards from Class 2 and Class 3 individually, and 4 cards from Class 4. Now when it comes to having 3 or 4 players, there's going to be an increase of the cards. Take a look at the chart here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to combine all of those cards into one deck, but you're going to be sorting the difficulty from the highest to the lowest. So Class 4 is going to go at the bottom, Class 1 is going to go at the top. Then you're going to reveal 3 climb cards face up near the deck. Then finally what you're going to do is you're going to randomly select 1 accolade card so that they can be used for endgame scoring. This is going to determine the in-game bonus, like who's competed for the most climbs of a certain type. And the list goes on of different ones that'll be like that. Next, each player is going to get a hiker card, and that player can either use the A or C side for your first game. Then players will get reference cards and counter cards to track their stats. And that's how you set up a game. So what's the goal of the game? The goal of the game is pretty simple. Score the most points by completing the most climbs. You're going to do that by tucking cards under your hiker to gain abilities and points round after round. And that's the concept of the game. Now let's talk about the actual gameplay itself. How do you play the game? So there are a total of 9 rounds that players will be playing. Each round, players are going to be doing the following steps. Step 1, reveal a new climb card, and you will add it face up to the right of the current lineup. Step 2 is choose a climb. Pick one of the available climbs that are face up in the lineup. But you can only pick climbs that your hiker can complete. So each climb, there's a list of attribute requirements: endurance, technique, and sometimes utility. But utility can be used as either one of the other 2, giving you a flexible edge. So if you want it to be endurance, you can allow it to be so. If you want it to be technique, you can also allow it to be so. And then the final step is tuck the card. Once you've conquered the climb, tuck it under your hiker card, and you're going to gain new abilities or score some points based on what the card says. Gear increases utility, training improves ability, capstones reward you with victory points, and that is all the things that are going to happen on your turn. So let's take a second, we're going to talk about using guides. So if you can't meet a climb's requirements, you can hire a guide by discarding one of your tucked climb cards. Guides can help you ignore specific climb requirements or hazard. If the discarded climb shows a photo icon, you can even gain an extra point. Alright, so with all of that, let's talk about the game ending and scoring. So after 9 rounds, tally all of your points. Number 1, check who met the accolade goal. That's going to be worth extra points. Next, add up the points from your plans. These reward you for matching icons across your tableau. 3, add any points from capstones or guides with photos. And then number 4, whoever has the most stars is the ultimate mountaineer. In the case of a tie, the player with the fewer capstones wins the game. Simply put, this is a nod to the climber who achieved more with less. Now we've talked about how to set up a game, we've talked about how to play the game, we've talked about what comes on the inside of the box. Now we're going to talk about the variants and different ways that you can play the game itself. So let's get to talking about the backcountry cards and as well the solo mode and all the other variants that you can play with this. Once you've mastered the basics, you're encouraged to try backcountry mode. Weather conditions like fog, sleet, and heat can alter your strategy and make each round unpredictable. You can also flip your hiker cards to the advanced size for new abilities and asymmetric play. Now let's get to talking about solo mode. If you're climbing alone, don't worry, you will have someone that you can play with, and that'll be Jerry, your automated rival. You play first, then Jerry's going to take a climb automatically each round. Jerry will always be choosing the rightmost one and ignoring climb requirements or weather. At the end of the 9 rounds, compare your scores. If you've beaten Jerry, you've conquered the mountain. And that's how you play a game of 14ers by Grazing Bear Games. Thank you to Grazing Bear Games for sending me a copy of this. I'm very excited to have this, and I was happy to make content over it. If you would like your copy of 14ers, then let me go ahead and tell you that they're going live on Kickstarter here in the month of October. Be sure to go and back them so that you can get your copy whenever they are finished with the Kickstarter and the process that follows. But that's everything that I wanted to let you know. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe so that way you won't miss out on the next one. I'm Drew, this is Welcome to Boredom, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.